And this is Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor. We're the show that talks about computers, technology, and the internet. And every once in a while, we are able to go way across the country. All right, maybe not that far, and bring in Justin to the show, Tech Talk Radio.
Hey, what's up, Andy? Back from the dead.
Yeah, seriously, it's kind of like you were able to jump in for about 4 or 5 episodes, and then it was like, well, I got a change in schedule.
Yep, pretty much school and work and everything, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again. I know you've been pretty busy over the last week. I've been watching some of your Facebook posts, and they've been really interesting because you've been putting together what you call your killer gaming rig.
Yeah.
You know, some guys, they go out, they get the Porsche, the Lamborghini. Others, they go get, like a 20-year-old girlfriend. You, my friend, are a true geek. You go for the big gaming machine.
Well, my boss was telling me a couple of days ago when he saw all the parts and sitting in the office there, he said, somebody once told me that building a new PC is like modding a hot rod back in the 50s.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, totally. I bought all the new parts for a PC. I said, you know what? I needed a new PC. My old PC just crashed. And I decided, you know what? Screw it. I really want to get a gaming rig that's going to last me quite a while, but it'll also allows me to run, games like Crysis and Skyrim and, Witcher 2 and all those really high-end, graphically intensive games. So I convinced the wife.
Mm-hmm. Was that the hardest part about it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it was an ongoing battle. I'm like, hey, how much do we have saved up now? No, not enough. Like, hurry up. Let's save up some more. Let's go. So I finally convinced the wife to allow me to spend the full amount on the computer, which ended up being, drum roll please, $2,500.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. You know what? I tell you what. A lot of people, they will walk into a big box store like Best Buy, and they will look on the shelf, and they will see a computer there for maybe $2,500. That is honestly probably, and I'm not knocking the manufacturers out there or Best Buy itself, but honestly, it's probably not going to be built as good with what you put together because you're custom building something. You're taking the best of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you were to try to buy this computer in, the mall or whatever, a Dell or whatever,
don't you think?
You would be paying probably about $3,500
yeah.
easily. And then compare this to a Mac. If you were to compare the build that I have with the hardware in it to a Mac, you're probably talking I'd say at least $10,000 on the Mac.
Yeah, and it's so funny, Justin, because over the last year since we reconnected and we've had you on the show, we've talked about the Mac and how you and I are both iPhone users, we're both iPad users, iPod users. Even the idea of going Mac has always been in the back of our minds, totally.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you decide, okay, I'm not going to go get that 32-inch iMac, or 24-inch iMac? I mean, that had to be tough because the Mac is such a wonderful machine.
It is a wonderful machine, and I can tell you why. By the way, I'm sorry if I'm a little shaky today because I'm on the iPhone. That's my only way of Skype right now. I don't have Skype installed on my new PC yet, but next week I'll do that. Anyway, yeah, I can tell you why. It was the price. I couldn't afford spending $10,000 on a Mac, and I knew how to build a PC. I've always been a PC gamer, and so I wanted to be able to game on a PC, and you still can't game on a Mac like you can on a PC. Yeah, there's some more games for Mac that are coming out that you can run, but nothing compared to the PC side of the house. And the price is half the price. So that's why I went with a PC instead of a Mac. Mac may be easier to use, and it's they may even last a little longer, but you're paying for that, and I wanted to pay for performance, not for the name.
Right. Now, as far as budget, did you? Because you like I said, you could go out and buy a gaming machine inside of Best Buy, or you can buy a desktop PC, and there's some things you can do with, like, you go buy a rack mounted. We call them rack mounted, but off the rack HP, say, or maybe even a Dell. And you look at it, you go, okay, well, I can add some memory, I can add a better video card. You're still not getting that type of performance you're going to get with what you've put together, but they're $600-700, for a desktop PC. So setting your budget, was it a matter of shopping first for the parts, or just saying, you know what, I think a gaming machine right now is going to be about $2,500?
Well, I mean, I kind of knew. I did do some shopping on some Newegg, months ago. Ding ding, give them a plug.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, there you go. But I did do some shopping. I kind of got an idea of what I wanted. Um, I consulted the very informative website Reddit. Ding ding.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
They get one ding.
There's actually a subreddit on there called Build a PC, and
Nice.
people just post their rigs. So I just kind of started reading about what they were doing and getting the ideas of, okay, a lot of people are building game machines and they're using an i5 processor, which I thought, hey, I want to go with an i7. But then as I started reading into it, i5 is much better for gaming,
Yeah.
and we can talk about that a little later why. So people were saying, oh, I'm doing an i5 overclock. And then I've got this video card, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 680, whatever. This was the information I used to kind of build my PC. And then I consulted a major expert in the industry. His name was Andy Taylor, and I asked him what he thought of it. And he completely tore me apart. It was like, I can't believe you're going to get this. No, I'm just joking. No, but yeah, you told me that it looked pretty good, and you told me to check out, make sure to check out Newegg, and that's when I really started doing my research, really started nailing down piece by piece of what I needed, and that's how I came up with the $2,500.
It's funny because you'll find, and you probably checked out a couple of other Reddit, and there were probably some people who made some comments to you about it. There are always going to be people who are going to knock you for what you decide.
Exactly.
If you decided to, Justin, if you decided to go Velociraptor, or Velociraptor, but you decided to go that way with the Western Digital 10,000 RPM drive, you would have had somebody that would have had a bad experience with them, or maybe just said, "Oh, that's stupid. Go with SSD."
Yeah, they're just a hater.
Yeah,
and I actually even talked to you about that off to the side. After I bought all the parts and I was waiting for them to come in, or actually after I got them in, before I built the computer, I had taken a picture of all the parts, all nice and neat up on the table, waiting to be built. And I put it up on Reddit, and I said, hey, Reddit, this is my new PC. It's a new gaming rig. What do you guys think? And, I got a lot of people saying, hey, good on you. That looks like a good PC.
Yeah.
You're going to have a lot of fun with it. But then I started getting haters. People were like, oh, you totally overbuilt your PC. You're such a
doofus, yeah.
Dummy, lack of better words.
Yeah.
Safe for radio. And they were telling me things like, oh, you didn't need 2 solid-state drives. You're going to put them in RAID 1. You're stupid. I'm like, well, I'm not going to put them in RAID 0 or 1 to begin with. I wanted one as my boot and one as my media drive, whatever.
Right.
But people were starting to hate on me more and more. And then it started, it's just human nature, but I started questioning myself.
Yeah.
I started questioning, did I do something wrong? And that's when I asked you, and your first response was, are you happy? And it's like, okay, yeah, I guess it goes back to that. Am I happy with what I got? Yes, I am happy.
Yeah.
But my question remained, did I overbuild? Did I build in a way that wasn't the best for my money? But
Yeah.
I think that what I did was good. There could have been some other choices made and some other, corners cut and things, whatever. But for overall, I think I did better than most people.
I've done that before, where you go to build a system and you're thinking, wow, do I really need all this power? Have I gone overboard?
Yeah.
But, here's the great thing, because I once had 2 ATI graphic cards, 1 gigabyte each. And I can't remember the model number.
Wrapped up in Crossfire?
And yeah, and they were going to be put in Crossfire. And honestly, you're more of an intense gamer than I am. I'm a gamer, but I found that the card that I had was perfectly handled without the Crossfire mode, and it looked great, and I was happy with it. I'm old, so my eyes aren't as good anyways. But I ended up building another system and took that second ATI card and put it in there, and I was happy. I'm like, wow, this is great.
Yeah, I still got my my other card from my last PC. It's a GTS 250.
Right.
And that's only a 512 megabyte graphics card. Now, before I built the new PC, I actually had purchased a copy of Diablo 3. Ding ding.
Ooh, yeah.
I my buddies are all talking about it at work, and I get peer pressure. I'm like, fine, I'll buy a copy. Even though, for the record, I've never been a Diablo fan. I've never even played the game.
Really? Oh, wow.
Until Diablo 3. I pop it in on my old PC, mind you, and it works just fine.
Yeah.
I'm able to run the graphics at high settings, and I'm like, really? On a 512 megabyte graphics card when GDDR3? Okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
So I pop it on my new computer here after I build it, put it up, I pump the sliders. There's not very many graphics settings on it, by the way. It's just textures, shadows, and one other thing. And I set them all to high, and I run it, and it's the exact same. I'm like, really? So Diablo 3 is really not a benchmarking game.
No. But it's a fun game. That's what it's for, right?
I think Diablo 3 will run on an iPhone. I mean, no, I'm not trashing Diablo 3. It's a good game. It's really good game. It's a lot of hack and slash and stuff. And we can talk about Diablo 3 later. I got a little short, audio review of that. But
nice.
I'm waiting today. Today is the day. I am waiting. Right now, it's installing. Skyrim.
Right.
And I've got all my mods ready to go for Skyrim. So I'm going to download all those mods, the floral mods, the extra super high res texture packs. So what I want to do is I want to take a couple screenshots of before and take a couple screenshots after, and I'll send them to our website, TechtalkRadio.com.
Or even you're an admin, I think, on Tech Talkers on Facebook.
Yeah, so, I'm an admin on the Facebook. I'll put them on the Facebook page too, and we can also put them up on the website if you want. But you can see the amazing difference. And I even benchmarked yesterday. I used Sysoft Sandra. I did a benchmark on my computer, and I can't really read the results.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Sysoft is not the most easy to know what you're doing. And I know Sysoft is more designed for professionals who really know what they're doing when it comes to benchmarking.
Right.
But I couldn't tell what the hell my results were. So
well, the one of the other premium ones is from a company called FutureMark, and they put out, and we actually have a license for that. So if you want to, for our benchmarking purposes, so if you want to take a look at that, I'll get that over to you today.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. I did see the FutureMark. I was going to run it, but yeah, it's expensive. So that's why I wanted to wait on that. But yeah, I'd love to benchmark my PC and then, send you guys the results, and we can, show our viewers and listeners.
Well, for our listeners who don't know too, I'll probably let me explain a little about what benchmarking is. Benchmarking is the idea of taking your PC, running it through a variety of tests, from video shading to everything from how fast the screen refreshes to even your hard drive speed, right? I mean,
yeah, hard drive speed. You don't forget the CPU, like arithmetic, how fast it can. There's even a test on how fast it can take pi to the 38th decimal place.
Yeah,
that's one of the benchmarking tests.
Now, see, a lot of people don't realize we're talking. When we're talking about intense gaming, like, all right, maybe Diablo 3 is an intense gaming,
not the most intense.
But maybe Crysis, the new Black Ops 2, which is going to be coming out.
Witcher 2.
That's going to be different. And I just realized something, and I'm so excited about this because I've kind of pulled myself back from the gaming end of things because we've been going out every weekend and having fun and all this stuff. And, you got on a PS3, so you play on a PS3. I'm just a strictly PC gamer. I mean, if I'm going to play a game, it's going to be on the PC. Now, I've got a PC that I built it about 2.5 years ago, and it can handle whatever I throw at it. It would handle Crysis, no problem. It's got and it's processor-wise, it's not an i5, it's an i7, but it was the i7 960. It's got the Velociraptor drive in it. It's got the Intel board. I mean, it really handles everything.
Real quick, just before you continue, I just want to make sure people understand. When we say Crysis is a video game, but it's actually become the standard for benchmarking for video games. The game is so powerful and so amazingly detailed that if your computer can run Crysis, you're pretty much good to go.
Yeah, that could be that's like That's the one they put. It's almost like they put the game out for people to upgrade their hardware.
Oh yeah, totally. And if your computer can run Crysis on maximum settings, you're a god.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Yeah, I
luck.
don't think there is a PC out there right now that can still run Crysis on max.
Yeah. No, I not even max settings for me still wouldn't be able to cut it. But for gameplay that's smooth and everything else. But I was going to say though, it's very cool because now that you're a PC gamer again, now we can actually play against.
I know, right?
We could do the Call of Duty 3. You know, we could Medal of Honor 3 or we can do Medal
Well,
of Honor.
I'm getting Battlefield again because I didn't like Battlefield 3 on the PlayStation because you only had 12 12 players per team, so 24 players. The maps were just enormous.
Yeah.
For 24 players because the maps were designed for 64 player maps, but the game itself on the PlayStation couldn't support 64 players, so they had to dumb it down, but they didn't dumb down the maps.
So you're playing these expansive maps with just 24 people.
Exactly. So for me to play that game, and I believe I had talked about this one other episode of Tech Talk, was I would spawn and then I would literally run 2 to 3 minutes just to find one person and be shot by him. And then I would run another 2 to 3 minutes around the map trying to figure out where the hell everybody is, and all of a sudden, sniped. Bam, dead. It got to the point where I was like, you know what, screw this game. But on the PC, you've got 64 players.
Right.
So that's, more than double of what the PlayStation can handle. So obviously, yeah, it's going to be a lot better.
I see. So now I'm wondering, which game should I go out and purchase so that I can actually, get some head-to-head battle with you? Would it be Call of Duty, the latest one that came out? Would it be Skyrim? Would it be Battlefield 3?
Well, I can probably tell you. Well, first off, you can't do Skyrim because that Skyrim is single player.
Oh, it is? All right. Shows you how
But
much I've been in the game thing.
It's awesome. What?
Is it? I said show you how much I've been in the game world.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no, but you should get Skyrim. It's awesome. And honestly, go check out our Facebook page and the website. Once I get these screenshots of Skyrim, you're going to be blown away at the difference between the standard Skyrim on a PC and the fully modified version of Skyrim on the PC. You're just going to be blown away. So I'll definitely get those up to you hopefully today. Right. And we'll put those on Facebook and everything. No, but I was going to say, so you can't get Skyrim. Modern Warfare, I would stay away from. Really, it's always big every time they release a new game. But Black Ops 2 is coming out in November. I would probably get it for that. However, I'm probably going to get Black Ops 2 for the PlayStation 3 because I have my clan.
Right.
I started a clan a while back. I'm not even sure. It might have been before or after I left Tech Talk there for a while, but I had started a San Diego clan.
Oh, cool.
Modern Warfare, just for fun and giggles and everything. But it ended up getting 65 members in the clan, so we became the largest clan in Southern California.
Nice.
And, it was kind of hard for me to manage it because this was just a game, But the guys that I was with, they really liked it. So I stepped down as the leader and gave it to somebody else to lead on a daily basis. And these guys are just rocking it, man. Clan Ops, they're rocking gold every time they get their first place, all the time. So I'm really happy for them, but I digress. I'm probably going to get Black Ops 2 for the PlayStation because of them on there. So if I were you, I would go with Battlefield 3. It's an amazing game. You've got a lot of players, and it looks amazing on a really good computer.
Awesome. Well, probably what I will do then, and I'll let you know once I get that. I already have the Call of Duty, but it would be fun, and hopefully I'll still have to budget a little time in there so I can work on Tech Talk because I've kind of been slacking on that too lately. So we'll see some of those.
Also, you can also get once you get Counter-Strike or Team Fortress. Those are easy to play, fun games.
Love that. Team Fortress 2 I absolutely love.
Oh, yeah, I have Team Fortress 2 also.
Now, do you play through Steam? Or do you, that seems to be the best way to play now, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The only problem with Battlefield 3, though, is you can't get Battlefield 3 through Steam. You got to get it through Origin.
Oh, really? Okay.
I hate EA, but you know what?
Yeah.
I'll do it.
All
Whatever.
right. Tell you what, what we want to do is take a quick break. We want to talk a little bit about your build. What did what did you end up getting as your components in that, as well as some of the flack you caught. Have you found that maybe they were right? Have you found that, or do you think, hey, you know what, this is going to work in the long run? This is going to be much better for me. Any issues that have popped up since your build? And then if our listeners, maybe want to get information on where they could build their own system, you said you had mentioned Reddit and a really good article on there. We should certainly, mention that. And then my daughter spilled iced tea on her laptop.
Oh,
We're at a decision. Do we replace it and try and buy a motherboard for a couple $100 on this $500 laptop, or do we part it out? So definitely want to get your thoughts on that when we come back here on Tech Talk Radio. A quick break. We'll be back on WLMN Radio and TechtalkRadio.com. I'm Andy Taylor.
and I'm Justin Lemmy.
And we're back here at Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
And I'm Justin Lemmy. Welcome back.
And Justin is in San Diego, California, where,
Beautiful San Diego.
let's see, Tucson, we've been dealing with 110-degree temperatures. And right now, what is it in San Diego about?
No, it is actually really cold in San Diego. It's cloudy and 74.
74.
Cold.
Isn't it like the normal temperature there for San Diego, 78?
Sunny and 78. Year round.
Oh, man. I love that city. It's such a great city.
My buddy did a fake weather forecast because I work for a TV station. Give him a plug here, Fox 5 San Diego.
There you go.
And anyway, so my buddy has access to the green screen and the weather computer, so he did a funny weathercast where he was like, all right, today's weather, it's going to be sunny and 78. Tomorrow, sunny and 78. Wednesday, sunny and 78. And now to the weekend, sunny and 78.
Perfect. Yeah, I do like that. For our listeners in West Virginia, hop in the car, drive to San Diego. Take it a week, but yeah,
You're
seriously.
going to want to live out here if you come out here.
I tell you, it is a
But
gorgeous
honestly,
city.
though, in financial terms, you pay for it. You pay for
Yeah.
it in the sun. You pay for sunshine because it's expensive to live out here, but it's worth it.
A buddy of mine told me that the houses by San Diego International Airport, as the planes come in right over the neighborhoods, those go for about $1 million.
No,
No?
no, God, no.
No?
Those
Okay.
go if you want to buy. That's Little Italy. You're probably looking at 300,000 to 400,000 maybe
Right.
to buy those. But that's almost anywhere in San Diego is 300,000 to 400,000. You're not going to have to buy a house. Well, the thing is, those maybe he was saying $1 million because you're not getting a house. You're getting a building.
That's
your
true.
House, your apartment or condo is on the second floor, and below you is probably like a store, and you're the landlord. Maybe that's why it's $1 million.
Oh, okay.
You don't
All right.
have houses there in Little
Right.
Italy, where the flight path is. Now, if you go up to like Del Mar, that kind of stuff, yeah, that's when you're looking at $1 million. But I mean, we just made an offer on a place over in Santee, which is just a little bit away from where we're living now.
Right.
We made an offer of $260,
That's not
you know?
bad. Well, in this market, that's really good.
and it's a townhome. It's a 3-floor townhome.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, for a single family home, you're looking 400, 450, about.
But if you were doing
so-
if you were doing this before the housing boom, or boom, whatever they call that, back in 2000, if you were doing this in 2007, it would have been probably double that.
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
a little bit more. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, well, let's get back to PCs. I mean,
I just want to show you real quick because this is San Diego. This is San Diego.
yeah.
Here, I'm gonna turn my camera over.
You're going to show us your new hobby? Yes.
That's why we live in San Diego. For you those listening on the radio, I'm showing a picture of some surfboards I actually picked up. I picked up a longboard, an 8-foot longboard off of Costco, which is actually only $100. And then I have a 6-foot rusty Piranha Surf Tech board, which is more of an advanced board. I still can't even use it, but I'm waiting. They look good in my corner. Every time I walk by, it reminds me, hey, I need to get off my lazy butt and go out there surf.
Wow, yeah. And you're sitting there doing a Tech Talk radio show with us.
I know, right? You keep me from the beach, man.
Oh,
Keep me from
seriously.
the beach, man.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the PC you built.
Yeah.
You actually had put together prices. Now, in putting together the system, and one thing I like about Newegg, I'll give them a plug there, is you can go on and read reviews. Was there anything that made you say, I think I'll hold off on this part and go with this one instead?
Absolutely, absolutely. Every time I would look at a product, even though I thought, wow, this product looks pretty good, first thing I do is I check out the reviews.
Yeah.
I would check out the reviews right away, and I would read through them. And I wouldn't read just the positives. I'd read the negatives because I needed to get a both sides of the story. Now, sometimes you just got haters that just don't know how to use the damn equipment, and so they rated a 1 star. Which I actually have a funny story about that, and I'm going to show you because I actually bought the part, and I figured out that most of the people that were giving it negative reviews were just dumb idiots. Um, and I'm sorry if you're listening and you're one of those people, but you really just got to know how to operate a computer.
Well,
Um,
there's a lot of brand loyalty when it comes to parts. Like, I'm pretty loyal to Cooler Master. I love their cases.
yeah,
Intel. Some people say, well, give AMD a try, and
no,
but I probably could, but I know the performance I'm going to get out of the i5, the i7, or the i3 processor, even on a lower end system. So you have this loyalty you develop. So when anybody throws something at you and says, "Oh, say they're a Thermaltake user," and they say you tell them you're going with Cooler Master, they might jump down your throat because, well, that's the only thing they've ever used.
yeah, that's true, and then you got the ultimate loyalty between Apple and BC. We talked about a little bit about earlier.
Yeah, yeah,
That goes back to that. You got a lot of Apple fanboys that are going to tear you apart when you try to go for a PC, but I mean, man, the way I look at it, to each his own.
yeah,
To each his own.
yeah. Exactly. All right, so tell us a little bit about the system you decided on.
Well, okay, let's go take a look at it
Yeah,
right now.
we can actually see this for our listeners at WLMN Radio and listening to this on different various podcasts. Justin actually has his iPhone with Skype, so we can actually move it around and you can see what he's doing. So if you're listening to this and you want to watch it, go to techtalkradio.com/live and you'll be able to see that.
Yeah, and also just to let you know too, we'll be posting some pictures. I took pictures along the way of the build,
Nice.
so we'll be able to post some pictures. So if you're not able to actually watch the show, you want to see the pictures, we'll have them up there too. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around right here, and I'll show you my very first shot of it. Front camera, and sometime today. Oh, sorry, I meant back camera.
There you go.
There's my baby.
Nice. That's a great, that Cooler Master case you're using.
Yeah, the CM690.
Great case. I've built a few systems for with that. Actually, one of our former show hosts, I built a computer for her, and that's what we used.
Yeah. So up here,
what's that?
I'll show you. So yeah, this is the Cooler Master case, and then off to the side here, you've got an extra fan going in. Which is cool about this fan is I don't know if you can notice this on there, but it spins like that. Can you see that spinning?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then up top, I got the same kind of fan up top, and then another fan in the back, obviously. So going down the top from top to bottom here. So obviously, I've got it powered by Corsair. I got a Corsair 750 watt HX. I think it's called the HX model, which is really really nice. The power supply actually came in a Crown Royal type bag.
Oh, really?
Velvet bags. I'm like, really? Like, I had to take a picture of that because I thought that was just fun.
That's one of those trade-offs, Justin. You go out and buy yourself a little 350 for $28,
Little plastic bag,
or you can spend the extra money and get a 750 watt or 1,000 watt power supply at more of a premium. They're going to treat it better.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, this is a modular power supply. And for those of you who don't know what a modular means you don't have to have all the extra cables that you don't want hanging out in your case. You only plug in the cables that you need to go to your hard drives, to your video card, to whatever. What this does is it reduces clutter inside the case and allows for better airflow and a better looking PC. So anyway, let me go to the top here. This is a really cool feature on the top. Wait till my camera comes back. Okay, so obviously I got my this little button right here to turn off the LED on the front if I don't want it, but that's kind of cool. I have an eSATA port right here.
Nice.
I have HD audio. Got two USB 2.0s. Now this motherboard I have is an ASRock motherboard. It does have USB 3.0, but this particular case doesn't have the 3.0 on the front. It just has the 2.0. Power and reset.
Right.
Here is one of the coolest features about this case. pop this back, there is an eSATA, or not eSATA, a SATA connector right there. So I can just slip in a drive. If I want to take this drive right, and where the hell did I put it? I just had a drive yesterday.
Now this is an interesting case too, because as Justin has just showed us, for our listener on the radio, he pulls back this like covering, and so these are actually eSATA connectors on the inside of this little slide-in into the case.
Sorry for the camera jumping around here, but like I said, I'm on the iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Look, I've got a regular size 5.25-inch Desk Star SATA drive, right? Regular drive that you would see in a regular computer. So all you do is just take this, bam, plug it in right there, and you're good to go.
And it's almost like an external without having to put it inside a case.
Yeah, you can put an external in there and just be able to use that. So you don't have to actually open up the case and actually put the hard drive in there and connect it to the cables. It's right there, right on top. Now it's reading it. So that's a pretty cool feature about this case. Going down, this thing right here. Now this is the part that I was telling you about where people were just idiots. So this is a 5-fan CPU temperature and control. I'm trying to get it where you can see it without it the glare. Really can't do. There we go. So it's a touch screen. So right here I can select the different fans that I want. And then it'll tell me like, okay, fan 1 is currently at 75 degrees. And it's in auto mode, so it's running 50%. 50% fan speed. I can change that to manual.
Right.
And it's on 100 now. You can do auto. Auto's pretty nice, so you can just set it, keep the temperature right. Select different fans. It tells you different temperatures.
Yeah, lift the camera up just a bit. I want to see that. That is really cool. Right there is perfect.
Yeah. So then fan 4 and 5 for me are my exhaust fans. So obviously you notice the temperature is going to be higher on fans 4 and 5 than they are going to be on 1, 2, and 3, which are my intakes.
Oh, that is sweet.
At 75, and then I go to see 79, and 79 is my exhaust. So, yeah, here's the part. People were complaining that, or actually they were praising the beeper being burnt out after 5 minutes because they were annoyed at the little beep beep beep. I actually like the beep because it allows me to know when I'm actually pressing the button.
Right.
It's a touch screen. There's no feeling on the touch screen, so I need to know. So what they were saying is they were thinking, oh, my cat came to say hi.
It's like, what's this thing?
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing here?
Here, Daddy, let me shake off some hair and clog up your fans.
You know, right? So they were saying that the little fan, the little beeping thing was failing, and so I was thinking, okay, maybe it was a design flaw. Maybe they put too much voltage into the piezo buzzer that they were using in the device. No, here's what it is. Over here you have a little power button. Right now, if I hold this power button, the display will shut off.
Okay.
Now my fans are still going, as you can see.
Yeah.
But the display's off. Now, what they were doing is, now you notice there's still a beep, right?
Right.
Okay, now if you just press the power button once, now, oh look, no more beeping.
Right.
Now I'll press it again. Oh look, it beeps.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
so these people were saying that it was malfunctioning and not working, and
yeah, they were pressing the power button and not realizing that they were turning off the beeping. So yeah, they're just a bunch of idiots. So I can't wait for Newegg to ask me to review that product. I'm gonna tear him open a new one.
Now, was that third party? Was that something? Did that come with the case?
Yeah, that was third party. That came from a company called. Give me a second. Let me go get my boxes. I'm gonna take you back here and get my boxes for this. These are all the boxes that came in.
How long do you keep your boxes for? Because
I will probably keep it for about a week or so, just to make sure everything's working.
Really? Because if you look on my shelves here, I keep boxes for about a year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I probably don't need to, but I do.
Yeah, I'm just getting my. Here we go. So here we go. This is the box for the. This is the box. It's called the NZXT
Right.
32.
And that's from. Hold on. Let's see that company name again. That maybe that's NZXT.
And it's only about $25. Not bad.
And it monitors accurately the speed
Within
of the
1
fan.
degree.
All right.
Yeah, 1 degree of the temperature of the case,
Mm-hmm.
and it comes with 5 different control or 5 different sensors for temperature.
Right.
Which is nice. Okay, so again, then down below that is my light-on Blu-ray burner with LightScribe technology. LightScribe meaning that you can actually etch the top of your Blu-rays or DVDs to make them look more professional. Instead of putting a label on it, you can actually laser etch it.
Yeah.
So that came from my old computer.
Nice.
And then right down here is a Rosewill 72-in-1 USB card reader. You got a USB 2.0 right there. You've got this big fat cartridge I've never even seen anybody ever use.
That's a CF card.
Yeah, CFI. I've never actually.
I use those. Actually, those are used in. Well, I use it in my Canon 7D. That's it uses that size card.
Okay, all right. So then you got your MS Pro Duo, SD, Extreme Digital, Micro SD. All those are right there.
Ooh, now, does it read SDHC?
SDHC.
A lot of you got to try that. That's the higher capacity mini SD cards. Because what happens is a lot of these people take these mini SD cards. We've talked about this before. They take it to Walgreens to look at their pictures because that's what came with their their Android phone, and it doesn't read the card. And they think there's no photos on there, but SDHC is a different way of reading the cards. And if the reader doesn't read that format, then you won't be able to use it unless you hook up a USB cable.
Well, I don't know because I haven't actually been able to test that out. So I will test it out here at some point and let you know.
Cool.
All right, okay, so let's go ahead and delve into the case.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Oh, first off, I gotta ground myself. Scooting around on carpet here is not a good thing.
No, it's definitely
All
not.
Right. Are you ready to see this?
And let's advise our listeners before you open the case on your computer. He's a trained professional.
I'm a trained professional. Do not try this at home.
Yeah.
And you might want to shield your eyes because you're going to start crying when you see this.
Let's see.
All right, here we go.
Oh, you made that so pretty. Look at that.
So now, again, for listeners on the radio, you're going to want to go to our website and see these pictures or see the video I put on. But basically, we're looking inside the case right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to point out some of the key features. So obviously, you've got the CPU heatsink, which, by the way, let me show you what I got here. Right. Was a Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Dark Knight. It's by Zigmatech. Dark Knight 2. This is a ceramic coating heatsink with a large fan. It's a very, very nice heatsink. However, if you see right here, there's actually some the little top parts of the heatsink are coming out.
Right.
And so it hits this area of my grate of my fan, so I couldn't put another fan right there. So that's why I only have one fan in the case. But it actually ends up working out because this brings in air. Then I've got my top fan up here, which brings in air, which gets sucked in by the CPU. So it kind of goes like this, down and right through the CPU. Whoops, almost took my finger off. And then it goes through the CPU and then back out the exhaust. And then up here is my other exhaust fan. And then, of course, my front intake. So I've got pretty good airflow.
Yeah.
Right here, this is the GeForce GTX 680. Let me move that off the way.
Oh, that's a monster of a card.
Oh, God, yeah. It takes up 3 PCI slots. It's got dual fans. You can barely see underneath there. Let me try to get underneath. Yeah, dual fans.
I just looked at my face in the on the Wirecast telestream playback. I'm like,
yeah.
Hold on, I gotta get a screenshot of this one.
Look at this one. It takes 2 dedicated PCIe power from your power supply. You can't daisy chain it off one off the other. It takes 2 dedicated power supplies to run this card.
Wow, amazing.
Now, for those of you who don't understand what the GeForce GTX 680 is, it is the second best consumer card on the market right now, only to be beaten out by a GTX 690, which is $1,000. This card was roughly $525.
Now, how much memory do you have on this? And this is in, obviously not Crossfire. This is
This is just a single card.
A single card, but it's using how many GPUs? Like 4, is it?
Well, here is the box for it. It's an Asus. Now, what's good about this one is it's an overclockable card, which I'm going to overclock it. So, this is the direct CU to OC. The heat pipes are in contact with the GPU, gives a little bit better cooling. Here's the stats. It's 1084 megahertz.
Oh man.
Okay, it's Digi VRM Super Alloy Powell with stable clocking. I'm gonna overclock it. You've got 2 gigabyte of GDDR5 memory.
Wow.
So yeah, it's pretty much a badass.
Yeah. Yeah, you should be able to throw Crisis at that, no problem.
Oh, I think so. Crisis 2 even, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, but that's the card for that. I mean, the card is a beast of a card. 3 dedicated PCI slots, 2 dedicated PCI power inputs. Right below that, by the way, you see a little PCI card there. That's a Sound Blaster Audigy 7.1 surround sound card. It doesn't make any sense to build a computer with a nice graphics card and not have a nice sound card.
Right.
It's like driving a Ferrari that has a Nissan Quest minivan engine in it, I guess. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah.
That's an analogy.
And you don't want to use the audio that's on the motherboard.
No, because it's not good. Even if the motherboard itself says, "Oh, we got excellent onboard sound. Use our AC97 codec. It's awesome." No, don't. Get a dedicated card. Speaking of motherboard, there's the motherboard box. It's an ASRock, ASRock, very well rated. Again, I read the ratings. This is the Z77 Extreme 4 motherboard. It supports the 555, which is 5x LAN speed, 5x USB speed, and 5x system speed. Kind of gets too complicated to talk about, but they claim that they can make your system faster. The LAN speed is, I think it's packet shaping. The USB speed, it really doesn't work that much. It kind of makes a USB 2.0 into a USB 3.0, but not really. And then the 5 times system speed basically creates a RAM disk. So on your motherboard, the motherboard was very highly rated. Again, it's got gold-plated caps. It's really nice. Let me see if you can actually see. You really can't see too much in it.
No, it's the iPhone tries to focus on some of the other stuff that's in there.
Yeah, I can't really see what I'm looking at, so I'm trying, but it's back there somewhere. Here's a picture of it.
You know, one of the problems, Justin, it seemed like in the past that motherboard manufacturers, I don't know if they weren't listening to people, but you know they would have in a case where you had a long PCI card like you had, they didn't have it fit because it would come out over the memory card, over the memory sticks, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
You have to lay out the case absolutely right for or the motherboard for most cases.
Yeah, and this one actually took that into account. They knew that the cards for the graphics were getting bigger. They took that into account, moved the PCI slots around a little bit, spread out the PCI 2 slots, PCIe 2, so that way you didn't, get them too close and then get jammed up and then you can't put your cards in. So they did a really nice job of designing this board. It's a very highly rated board, and it was only $130.
Not bad.
Compared to the, you got the Asus Rampage boards, which are running $300-400. This is a very good board for $130. Again, found that on Newegg.
Right. Now, let's talk a little bit about your decision on your processor, and that is something that's been mentioned, i5 versus i7, i7 being kind of their upper-end consumer product or business product even, but the i5, a lot of people have said, you want to go with the i5 because it just handles the processing better, and also you went 1155, which is a wise choice.
Yeah, so I did choose the i5. The reason I chose the i5 is because the i7 with the hyper-threading technology is not actually good for gaming. Right. The i7 is designed for higher-end desktop processing, so you're talking about Photoshop, you're talking about video editing, stuff like that. For gaming, the i7 does not work very well. So that's why I chose the i5. Plus, the i5, if you look right here, let me try to focus that camera. You see how it says i5 3570? You have that K. You see that K right there? That K means something special. What that K means is unlocked. which means I can overclock this.
Nice.
So the processor is rated at 3.4 gigahertz with a 3.8 gigahertz turbo boost on. Turbo boost is part of the Intel thing, and it'll automatically boost it up to 3.8 using the voltages. However, with my research that I've done, I've actually discovered some people that have the same motherboard, same processor, and same memory. They have been able to overclock this stably using air cooling, mind you, up to 4.6 gigahertz.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm going to overclock it. I'm going to start at 4, then I'm going to go to 4.2, 4.4, 4.5, and then I'll go to 4.6 and see. But again, having this monitor, this temperature monitor on here, that really helps because I need to make sure that I monitor my temperatures as I go. You want to keep it below 175 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius. If it gets above that, then you're in trouble. But yeah, for air cooling, you can run it up to that point. Anything more than 4.5, 4.6, you're looking at you need liquid cooling with actually liquid nitrogen to make that work, and that's just ridiculous. So I'm not going to do that. But for $230, this is a great processor. The i5 3570K unlocked LGA 1155 slot socket.
Right, now let's that is a great processor. I do like the i5s, especially with that 1155 because if you're say you want to play games but you don't want to get ultra intense about it, with that 1155 and an i5 processor, you're able to use that as your graphics processor as well. Now again, would I do that and try and play Crysis, Medal of Honor, World, Call of Duty? No.
Only if you're stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to, have your system, but you want to have that better processor, and maybe you're just doing, Plants vs. Zombies and, that kind of thing, an occasional game or two, but you use it mainly for the internet, that can be a real way to go and get good graphics for that.
Exactly. Yeah, you can. They do have the graphics part on there.
Do you have HDMI out on that board?
On the board itself, yes, I have
Yeah.
HDMI out. Plus, I have 2 HDMI outs on the card.
On the cards itself, yeah. So what monitor did you go with? Did you go ahead and
So that was the reason I got up to 2,500 because it was actually the computer itself was only about 2,100. The monitor, I bought a $400 monitor because that is the new BenQ, BenQ, as you can see right here, BenQ gaming monitor. Now, you might ask, well, what's the difference between a gaming monitor and a regular monitor? Let me tell you, Andy.
All right.
A regular monitor, LCD or LED, whatever, anything flat screen, runs at a refresh rate of 60 hertz or 75 if you're really lucky. That is not good for gaming but most people they're already used to it. I mean, years and years have gone by with flat screen monitors, so they're used to it. What BenQ has done is they've made theirs a 120 hertz refresh rate, which is back in the days of the CRT monitors. So
Right.
Playing on a BenQ, you're looking at like you're playing on a CRT monitor again. Refresh rates are double that of a regular monitor. You're going to be able to see things much more crisp, much more clear. And honestly, when I popped in Diablo last night, even though Diablo is not, like I said, not a benchmarking game, just playing it for 5 minutes, I was feeling nauseated because I wasn't used to the refresh rate. This is an amazing monitor. Now, the only downfall of this monitor is by the way, it is 3D ready. So all you have to do is buy the 3D. There's a 3D sensor and some part of the glasses for it.
Right.
The down part of this monitor is it has Senso Touch. So if I bring my finger close to the monitor, the monitor will turn on right here, right? Now these things they're not very. Some of them are okay. Like this one right here, it doesn't want to turn. Like I can't.
Oh, okay.
Hold it. Also, the power button doesn't really work that well. Now, a lot of people were complaining in the reviews, like, hey, the power button doesn't work. Okay, well, I'm trying to swipe my finger. Well, I've noticed that what you have to do is you have to pinch it. So you put your finger behind it, obviously, to kind of give it some leverage. And then you just put a little pressure on it. Oh, no.
Ah.
Okay.
Might want to give the people at BenQ a call.
Yeah, wow, see? Oh, there we go.
There you go.
You just got to hit it right.
Yeah.
So it's finicky. But for $400, I think they could have done a little bit better job on designing the monitor,
Right.
the power buttons and everything, because they did a great job at making the display work. It's just that that's the downfall of this monitor, and it can actually be very, very annoying. So I would have to give this monitor, without testing it out yet, I'd have to give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
But that's probably going to change to a 4 out of 5 once I actually start playing Skyrim and Battlefield 3 on it. It'll probably bump it up to 1 star, but
I was just
that
laughing.
power button is just killing me.
I was just laughing because you were showing us the monitor, and you have the tower on the ground, and the actual door to the tower, the entrance door to it open. I just imagine you turning around and seeing your cat in there. It's
Oh
just-
God! No, my cat's outside right now looking at me.
it's warm in here. I like this.
No, I wouldn't doubt it. You see all those pictures of the cats like on people's laptops and stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Real quickly, I want to find out about the SSD, and a lot of people they're going into the stores, and one of the other things I found recently is some of the hard drive manufacturers are putting out drives pretty inexpensively. However, the drives are spinning at 5,900 RPM.
Bad.
They're not, they're okay, so they're a little faster than the 5,400 that we used to see with IDE, but when you can buy a 7,200 RPM drive versus a 5,900 RPM drive, save the money, or not save the money. I'd say spend a little extra money because you're saving in the long run and getting the faster drive. You'll notice it.
Exactly. And not only that, you're looking now, 7,200 is the minimum that I would want to go. Now with these, I've got solid state.
Yeah.
So I picked up a couple Corsair Force GT3s. These are each 120 gigs. I have them both popped in the computer here. You can see. Now, one of them actually right now is having a problem, and I think it's just a cable problem on my part. So after I get off here, I'm going to take apart the computer and my cables. But I've got them both right there. One's my boot drive, one's my media drive, and then down below I have a Samsung 1 terabyte drive that's going to be used for, just whatever,
Storage.
whatever I find on the internet.
Yeah.
So, and then also over here, I don't see, you saw that, that's my memory. So I got the Corsair.
Oh.
I got 16 gigabytes of RAM. Let me show you the box here. This is Corsair Vengeance.
Wow. 16
gigabytes. Comes with a nice little heat shield there, which is nice. Made for, for the i3, i5, and i7s.
Right.
What else do I got here? Okay, yeah. So there's the sound card, the Asus Zonar DX 7.1 PCI Express, and I think that's about it for my. Yeah, that's all right. That's just trash. My fans, my case. Yeah. So I mean, that's.
Nope. Looks like we lost a little audio.
What?
We lost a little audio from you there a second.
Oh, sorry.
So with the SSD though, you're faster, and
absolutely.
And you're able to pretty much, you don't have any moving parts really in that SSD, so it's not like a traditional hard drive, like our standard drive that has spinning stuff and goes, boom.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, the SSD from power button to Windows desktop, I'd say probably 20 seconds.
And it's smarter to use your SSD as your boot drive. So your operating system and everything is on there, and then now you use everything else for storage, correct?
Yeah, well, basically, I do a little differently than that. I use my SSD as my Windows boot drive, plus that's where I've installed Steam and all my games.
Yeah.
Because those are going to be the programs, and Office, obviously. Those are the programs I'm going to use the most, so I want them to be on the boot drive so they load up the fastest. Right. Everything else, even my actual user folder, my documents, my pictures, my videos, my music, I've actually moved that over to the second drive because I'm not going to use it as much, and it's going to save me a lot of room. I also moved my page file over to my second drive to keep Windows just a tiny little bit faster. And then there's also in that guide that I was going to tell you about, if there are people out there who are building computers who want to know how to tweak or just want some more information on what's going on here, there's this guide that I found on Reddit, and we'll have to give the guy credit for it. Maybe just link it over there or something like that. But This guy wrote an amazing guide about all the utilities that you would ever want to have in all the utilities you need to monitor your computer, your system, all that stuff. It's an amazing guide.
Right.
So,
Now, where did you find that? That's on Reddit?
yeah, on Reddit. Yep.
If you get a chance, maybe you pop a link up on our Tech Talkers page on Facebook.
Yeah,
which
sure.
is
I can
which
do
is
that.
if you haven't liked it yet, it's we just really kind of officially launched it. We've had it for years and never really did anything with it, and we decided, since I use Facebook as really my kind of personal page, but I use the ID Tech Talk Radio, we said, well, I don't mind you connecting with me personally. That's fine too, but we'll create one that's more, tech centric, where we can put information about games, funny pictures of technology, questions, the whole bit, and we do that at Tech Talkers on Facebook.
Cool.
Oh, we see Justin now as he glides back to his lair. So you're happy with the purchase. First thing you tested on, obviously you loaded Windows 64, Windows 7 64?
Yeah, obviously, 64-bit Windows, 64-bit Office, Diablo. I downloaded last night. I downloaded from Steam my Team Fortress, Counter-Strike, Skyrim, Saints Row the Third. I actually purchased Saints Row the Third, not only for PS3, but I have it for PC now.
Oh, wow.
Because I know on PC it's going to look much better and I get better control over it. Saints Row the Third, awesome game. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but it's just fun. Definitely not for kids. Do not get it for kids.
Now, is that multiplayer or single player?
That
Do you know?
is single player. No, I think there is multiplayer on that.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be
I
fun.
think there's multiplayer.
Yes.
And if you are interested in getting it though, Andy, get up on Steam.
Right.
Because it's a 77% off right now. It's like $16 on Steam.
For Saints Row?
For Saints Row the Third. Yes.
Oh, nice.
That's the only reason I got it. I was like, dude, seriously, 77% off? It's mine.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I like it.
So get that, get on that. And it ends in probably about, I think it's 5 hours it ends. Because the sale is only till today.
Okay, so for those of you watching this on the replay, sorry. But keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
Steam does that all the time, which is nice.
Steam's great. If you're going to log on, just log on and check out their store and just see what they got going on. Because sometimes they've got some amazing deals.
Right. Okay, so you're happy with it?
I am happy.
Maybe hopefully we won't wait another 2 months to talk to you again.
Oh, I know. No, I'll be around. It's just with my work schedule and my school schedule, it's hard, man. But now that I'm really back into the PC market and I've got things going on, I'll definitely be around more often.
All right,
And, I know we didn't really get a chance to talk too much about it, but keep in mind E3 is happening this week.
Yes.
The Electronics Entertainment Expo up in Los Angeles. Amazing. It's everything. It's anything and everything that has to do with gaming and the future of PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, PC, and even to iOS devices. So yeah, check that out, and you can actually watch the coverage on their website. And I believe G4 TV is doing full 24 hours a day coverage from E3.
It's pretty nice. They've done it in the past, and that's where you get to see previews of games that have not come out yet. One thing I'm really wanting to find out about, because I'm a little older and I like the flight simulator kind of games.
Yeah, me too.
Is what Microsoft is doing with the latest version.
Yeah, what's up with that? Are they releasing a new one?
Yeah, they are, but and I can't. They've kind of changed the name a little of it, but from what I understand, it blows the previous flight simulators away. And the last one was really good.
Yeah, I have Flight Simulator 10,
right?
And I loved it. And I got the expansion packs and everything. But is it called Microsoft Flight?
I think that's it. Yes.
Because I saw some on Steam that you could get Microsoft Flight and fly just around Hawaii in 2 different aircraft, and it was free.
Maybe that's new. Maybe they put that out now.
Yeah, you want to check out Steam. I just saw that. I didn't know that Microsoft Flight was the successor to Flight Simulator, but yeah, if this is it, they got it up on Steam right now for free. It's a trial thing, but you can fly just around Hawaii. And speaking of that, I might just go do that then, because I want to check it out.
I know what people are saying right now is, darn it, I got to get on Steam, because that's exactly what I'm saying. Got to get back on there.
And there's probably a lot of people out there don't even know what Steam is. Steam is a community for gamers. It's an application you download to your computer, and it's where you can go to buy games and have them downloaded directly to your computer. And the games go with you. So if you go to a new computer when you log into your Steam account, your games are there. You just have to re-download them to that computer. But it's a great way because the games are already activated. You don't have to worry about CD keys, lost discs. Everything is there for you. Steam is great. They got great discounts. So check it out. It's steampowered.com.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we're kind of out of time. We want to talk a little bit about Scarlett's situation. That's my daughter. Spilled iced tea all over her brand new HP laptop. She's had this thing for maybe 2.5 months. And
okay. 2.5 months?
Yeah.
What kind of computer is it?
It's an HP laptop. It's a G6 is what they call it. And it's got it's
like a G6. Like a G6.
And she ended up dropping this drink on it and sent it back to HP without telling me. HP looked at it and said, "We can't cover this with warranty because
straight up sent it off without telling you."
Yeah, she said I think she was afraid to tell me because I was going to give her a hard time. And they sent it back saying there's nothing they can do. If we repair this, it's $800 for a $400 laptop. So the decision that needs to be made now. I got it back. I looked at it. It powers up. I've got power to the net cable. I've got power to the keyboard. I've got everything else. Nothing on the screen. Black screen. So I thought, okay, maybe it's just the inverter went out, and it's not putting anything out to the LCD. Hooked up external video HDMI first, then and then hooked up external RGB VGA. Nothing. I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't sound like it's actually. I've got power. I've got fans, but nothing. So I'm thinking she blew out the motherboard.
Yeah.
So, although usually when that happens, you don't get any power at all. So I don't know. I've seen.
Necessarily depends on which capacitors, which transistors got blown out in the motherboard.
So the decision has to be made. Do I spend the $200, or does she spend the $200? She is 19 on a replacement motherboard, which if I can find one, or do I just start parting it out? We LCD screen, case, memory, hard drive, battery. With that, we might be able to part it out and get enough so she can buy another laptop.
Well, here's my first concern is the fact that if you do part it, or if you do spend the money to get the new motherboard, what if that's not the only damaged part?
Yeah. What if it is the inverter, the screen, the whole bit?
Yeah. I think it's a real conundrum right there. I really think you probably would be better off just getting a new motherboard, or no, I mean, not new. I'm sorry,
a new laptop.
Out and getting a new laptop,
yeah.
But it's kind of hard to part it out because you don't know what's good, what's not. That's really hard a decision. But I can tell you right now, when she gets a new computer or a new motherboard or whatever, when she gets a working computer, the first thing that she needs to be doing is going out to Fry's or whatever and buying one of those keyboard covers.
Yeah.
That keep your computer somewhat protected from liquid. Now, just a side note, and I digress again, but the Apple MacBook Pros, that's what they're designed for.
I think we may have lost Justin for a
underneath
second.
The key. You could, in theory, try it. Say what?
We lost you for a second, but basically we're saying the MacBook covers are really designed. They're almost like a tray that sits over the board.
Yeah, exactly. And so you could, in theory, pour water onto your keyboard, and it won't do anything. Now, I'm not going to try that.
Don't do this at home.
Kill me. It's my boss's computer. So,
yeah.
So I'm not going to try that. But you could, in theory, do that.
Very nice. Well, very cool. Justin, it's been great to reconnect with you. We'll look for the pictures up on our Facebook page, and if you want to send any to me, I'll put them up on the website as well. We'll do that.
And you need to go and get yourself, copies of Battlefield 3 and get your Team Fortress 2 installed and your Counter-Strike installed so we can play those games.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good stuff. Very cool. All right. Well, more information on our website, TechtalkRadio.com, our Facebook page, Facebook.com/Tech Talkers. Justin, we can follow you on Twitter. It's JD Lemmy?
Yeah, JD Lemmy. Juliet Delta Lima Echo Mike Echo.
Very nice. Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us, Justin, here at Tech Talk Radio. I'm Andy Taylor.
And I'm Justin Lemmy. Have a great day.